Hello, everybody. Buddy with Midland, Texas. What we're looking at is a Facebook post, and this is an MRI that I got on my foot a couple months after the murder attempt, and I got a story that goes with it. And 4 months before the murder attempt, I broke my pinky toe in half. This gave me x-rays of this foot. I took these x-rays with me to the office of the late Dr. Glass. He had supposedly taken x-rays of my foot on this old machine and then hung up the x-ray on a light box on the wall and left the room. I compared this x-ray with the one that I had from breaking my toe a few months earlier, and I noticed that the recent and severe toe break was not in this x-ray that we had supposedly just took. This wasn't my foot in the x-ray he was showing me. I questioned him about this, and he started stuttering like he was busted. He tried to show me where the toe break was located, going the opposite direction of the actual break. This was my first proof that the doctors were faking my x-rays. He ordered this MRI that we were looking at, and at the time I had hoped that my foot could be fixed. I didn't know they had cut off my heel bone, and they didn't tell me that at the hospital. It was in a splint. That's why I didn't know. When I went to the hospital to get the MRI, I told the tech that I'd been shot, but I wasn't shot with my gun, and she said in a smart tone of voice, "Yeah, we'll see about that." While walking back to the machine, I told her, "Yeah, I told the doc that I'm going to take me a road trip somewhere and get an x-ray, and when I get back, somebody's going to prison." This upset her so bad she lost her voice and couldn't tell me how to get an MRI machine. I believe she knew they'd been faking my x-rays to cover up this home invasion and murder attempt that the Midland Police Department were involved in. Notice I tagged them on it. I got a copy of that MRI before I left, and that is what we're seeing here. I can't see any pellets in it, which I thought was odd since I had multiple x-rays of a foot full of pellets. But I also don't know how to read MRI. I later found other proofs showing that they had faked my x-rays. The ones that were dated from the night of the murder attempt, 1/28/12, showed the heel bone missing before I had surgery, and I knew it wasn't shot off. I saw my foot in the ER. I had a small hole in the front and a slightly larger hole in the back. This was confirmed by the ER doctor, who stated on the report that I had a through-and-through gunshot wound that appeared to be from a shotgun. And come to find out, the ER doctor was the brother-in-law of the ex-wife. They had taken the x-rays of somebody that had been shot with a shotgun and put my name on them. They did this because I had not been shot with a shotgun, but they were trying to say that I had been. I believe this other guy was shot 11 days before me. And I actually believe I was shot with a special pellet-filled plastic-tipped bullet, and that's a whole bunch more evidence. Another proof was found on the ER report that showed the ER doctor had ordered 3 x-rays, and then Steel Secret Lab Tech user interface canceled this order and ordered 2 x-rays. When the x-rays were returned, they were time-stamped before the ER doctor had even ordered them. This secret lab tech was already working on these faked x-rays. I tried to get the name of the user interface from the hospital, but they wouldn't tell me. I now suspect it was Dr. Hinton because I saw where he charged me and my insurance company for x-rays on this night. A couple of months later, Dr. Hinton, a radiologist, read some x-rays that were ordered by my family doctor, and he stated he compared x-rays that I'd taken on 1/17/12 to others I'd taken on 1/19/12. The problem is that I was shot on 1/28/12, and that was 11 days later. This is what convinced me they took the x-rays of somebody shot 11 days for me and they put my name on them. A nurse later told me that she knew who was shot 11 days before me. This other guy was missing his heel bone, which explains the x-ray showing the missing heel bone before surgery. And that explains why the doctors took me into surgery and cut off my heel bone. They crippled me on purpose in an effort to match the faked x-rays and cover up this failed murder that was going to give my house to the sister-in-law of the ER doctor. There can be no doubt to these facts. I sent this evidence to the Texas Medical Board, as well as telling the FBI, Texas Rangers, and DHS. I suspect these doctors have a connection with the ones that the ex-wife told me were killing people for profit. I don't believe I'm their only victim. You have to be a monster to do this to an innocent crime victim. It doesn't matter that there's an underground home in the backyard that was hosting oil show parties. This is extreme cruelty, inhumane, and sick. Now, I'm going to show you here. I'll tell you what. First, let's look at some x-rays. This one on the left is the one where I broke my toe 4 months, and that's what the heel bone looks like right here, okay? And this one is dated with my name on it from the night of the murder attempt, 1/28/12. See the heel bone's gone? You see the heel bones here? And I've had other people that were in the medical field going, yeah, that's not your foot, because this is my foot right here. And they'll look at this going, that's not your foot. That's somebody else that was shot with a shotgun, and they took that x-ray and put my name on it. Okay, now I want to show you the MRI, okay? See, I don't see anything in there. I don't see no pellets, see? Look, there ain't no pellets in there, you know? I was told I was shot with a .45 handgun. You know, I've got a print screen lady tell me that. I said, here's my first comment. This was a picture that I took in the office of Dr. Glass showing his x-ray that was missing the broke toe and the one, the x-ray he took, and then the one with the broken toe. And I'm going to show you. I hung it up on the clipboard right here. This is the one with the broke toe. This is the one he took. And and I blew it up down here. There's no broken bone there, okay? I mean, that's all there was to it. And when I asked him, he starts fumbling, you know, like he's busted. And he was busted, okay? This is the ER report, okay? And that's where I'm showing you here. It was 3 x-rays right here, 3 x-rays ordered by the ER doctor, the brother-in-law I didn't know about, and then it was canceled by user in interface, the secret lab tech that nobody will tell me who it is. And we know that's who faked the x-rays, user in interface. He canceled it and reordered 2 x-rays right there, 2 views, and then brought the x-rays back, timestamped 10 minutes before they were ordered in the first place. You know, that's one more proof they faked my x-rays and then crippled me on purpose for life. Dr. Hinton stated on this report that the gunshot wound injury date was 1/17/12, and that's not true because the gunshot injury was at 1/28/12. And but he compared these x-rays to these x-rays on 1/19/12 and then did his little spiel here. But I was shot 11 days later. Like I said, a nurse told me, I know who was shot before you were. Okay. And then it was a couple years later, I found this EOB, explanation of benefits, for Dr. Hinton, that same doctor, $76 he charged for x-rays on 1/28/12. Dr. Hinton's name is not on the ER report, and they're required by law because you're supposed to be accountable, right? And they were hiding. He was hiding his name is what's happening. Somebody was. I suspect it is Dr. Hinton. I can't say that, but I believe it is. And here's where I sent the Texas Medical Board, who is supposed to protect us, and they've allowed these doctors just to keep on doing what they're doing, you know, faking x-rays, charging the insurance company. That's insurance fraud. Causes your insurance go up, my insurance go up. And here they say, please be patient. I will receive a response from the enforcement support regarding communication. That was in 2015. I never heard back from them. And I've also told the FBI, the Texas Rangers, DHS, and it's been unprecedented. These last 2, I'm going to show you what what my foot looked like 17 days after I was shot. This is a lithographic, and 17 days later. I just want you to know that. Here, I couldn't blow it up, can I? Cover this photo. See photo. Okay, there we go. See, 17 days later, and they were to cut my foot to make it look like I was shot with a shotgun. You know, it's a miracle I still have my foot. Thanks to clues to my dad, something fishy was going on. I didn't agree to amputation, and that's what I walk on today, every day. Lost my job, had my name smeared, and crippled for life. And the only thing I did was report crimes to Midland Police and buy a home. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas.